When the doctors told 18-year-old Daniel that his little sister might not survive the winter, the room fell silent. 8-year-old Lily had a rare illness. The treatment existed, but it was available only in a hospital nearly 1,000 miles away. Their family had no car, no savings, and no one willing to lend them enough money. Every day they waited, Lily grew weaker. Daniel looked at the map pinned to the hospital wall. "If we can't afford the journey," he said quietly, "I'll make it." Everyone thought he meant he would find a job. Instead, the next morning, he laced up his worn-out boots, packed a backpack with 2 bottles of water, a blanket, a loaf of bread, and a photograph of Lily smiling in the garden. Then he started walking. The journey stretched across mountains, endless highways, forests, and towns he had never heard of. During the first week, his feet blistered so badly that every step felt like walking on broken glass. He slept under bridges, inside abandoned barns, and sometimes beneath the open sky. People passed without noticing him. Some laughed. Others told him to turn back. But every evening he looked at Lily's photograph and remembered her promise. "When I get better," she had whispered, "we'll climb the big hill together." He refused to let that promise disappear. As the days became weeks, strangers slowly began changing his journey. An elderly woman running a roadside cafe offered him a hot meal after hearing his story. A truck mechanic repaired his torn backpack with heavy thread. A school teacher convinced her students to write encouraging notes that Daniel carried in his pocket whenever he felt like giving up. One rainy afternoon, a local journalist spotted the exhausted teenager walking along a flooded road. "Why are you doing this?" she asked. Daniel smiled through the rain. "Because she's my sister." The interview spread across social media overnight. Suddenly, thousands of people were following his journey. Families stood along the roads cheering as he passed. Children handed him water bottles. Farmers offered him a place to sleep. Volunteers walked beside him for a few miles before waving goodbye. His lonely walk became a nation's story. Donations began pouring into hospitals treating children with rare diseases. People who had never met Lily were inspired by the simple idea that love could travel farther than money. After 63 exhausting days, Daniel finally reached the children's hospital. His boots were worn through, his clothes were torn. He had lost nearly 20 pounds, but he had made it. When Lily saw him entering her room, she burst into tears. "You really walked all this way?" Daniel knelt beside her bed. "I told you we'd climb that hill someday." The doctors, moved by the overwhelming public support, fast-tracked Lily's treatment. Charities covered the medical costs, while thousands of donors continued supporting families facing similar struggles. Months later, Lily recovered. The first place she asked to visit wasn't a theme park or a beach. It was the hill behind their house. Hand in hand, Daniel and Lily climbed it together, slowly but smiling the entire way. At the top, they looked across the endless landscape Daniel had once crossed alone. Only now he realized something extraordinary. He hadn't walked across a country simply to save his sister. He had reminded an entire nation that the greatest journeys are never measured in miles, but in the love that gives us the strength to keep taking the next step.